Hey guys, just wanted to give you a quick update here from my mobile office here at Penn National Racecourse. Um, been a couple of weeks since we had an update. He's since the last time I've done a video update, he's been back and forth to the ICU. He was there for a couple of days while they adjusted his medicines. He started not doing as well as he was, and so they adjusted his medicine. And yesterday, actually, we got moved back out to the floor. And he's feeling much better. A couple things have been going on. His thyroid levels have been decreasing greatly, so they put him on thyroid medicine. They're hopeful that post transplant he won't need thyroid medicine. Hopefully his thyroid will come back with a good heart, but there's no guarantee of that. He's been having a real hard time breaking out in really terrible rashes all over his chest and now his face because of the sticky tape of the EKG leads and the tape that tapes the NG tube into his nose. It's a little bit concerning. Not really sure if it's just intolerance to the tape and adhesive, or if it's just, if his skin is not getting enough blood supply to fight off, what it needs to fight off, like a normal person would be able just to handle it. So he's got that going on. Couple things interesting, our transplant team did get a phone call about a possible heart, maybe, 14 days ago. They turned it down. It was a high-risk scenario. The heart was not a good heart, and there was legitimate concern that it wouldn't last real long, or however that works, so they went ahead and turned it down. They don't usually tell you about every phone call they get. We requested to know, just because we'd like to feel like there's at least some action. We are 41 days into the hospital stay now, and he's, all things considered, he's doing really well. The doctors say that a lot of times after 2 weeks, the kids kind of hit a wall, just, stir crazy and just wanting to be out of there. And obviously he has his moments, but I think for the most part, he's tolerating it pretty well. It's a couple of stats that they've given us that, kind of open your eyes a little bit, but 66% of, the kids that need a heart transplant end up requiring some sort of mechanical intervention with one of these, they call them VADs, but ventricular assist devices implanted into their heart to help pump blood better. Prior to transplant it, as a bridge to transplant is how they term it. So, that's kind of one of the things that at least for me, was kind of, this remote possibility out there that, might happen someday, but not really, hoping that it was not really reality. But the stats are that 2/3 of kids in our situation end up needing that surgery. So I think that we're kind of bracing for, that reality now. They say that stat is a little bit misleading for us only because, it's usually kids, pediatrics that need heart transplants are typically for a different type of cardiomyopathy than what we have. And that, the type of cardiomyopathy we have, the VADs they have don't really address the problem. It works, but it's not really what it's geared for. And that's another point too. You talk about, okay, you need a heart transplant, and talking to our transplant team, they're basing all of their, past history and understanding and case studies on count them exactly 2 case studies of children that had restrictive cardiomyopathy. There was one at Texas Children's, and there was one at Stanford. So it just kind of reinforces how rare this is, or how rare his form of cardiomyopathy is to manifest itself in a child this young. So, the bottom line is that we are in a race against time. He needs a transplant before, it spirals down and gets much worse. I think that the transplant team included, certainly Sarah and myself, were, a little bit disheartened when we got through the holidays and there was no transplant. Historically, there is a uptick in transplant activity during the holidays, just because of the drinking and driving and the bad roads and all the things that go along with activities over the holidays. But there really has been no movement on the heart transplant list, and so having got through the holidays, we're kind of now feel a little bit like we're in no man's land as far as just waiting day by day and waiting for something to happen. So 41 days and counting, and it's starting to be a little bit of a grind. But appreciate all the love and support and prayers, and hope to talk to you guys soon. Thanks. Bye.